Hi everyone, this is Brian Neal with TradeToBeFree.com, and it's been another really good day for the earnings eruptions trade today. Yesterday we saw STMP satisfy all the conditions in our earnings eruptions trade, hit the entry point. It moved about 10% higher within 10 minutes from the entry point. The ideal technical entry point we talk about in the videos that cover the earnings eruptions trade, and that was a great day trade. Today we saw ANET and Yelp set up. We talked about those stocks this morning. I think there was one other one too that we talked about this morning. I forgot which one that was. Maybe not. Maybe those were the only two. But ANET and Arista Networks and Yelp were the only two that hit the entry point. So yeah, Arista Networks, big earnings beat. They beat on the bottom line, the top line, and they had a big guidance raise. And that's one of the big things you want to look for, not just the big beat, but also dive into the numbers and get a sense for whether they're really raising guidance for next quarter or not. Sometimes companies will raise guidance, but it's only to reflect the big beat this quarter that they're now reporting. So that's in the rearview mirror, and you want to look in the report and see if they're actually not only increasing guidance to reflect the big beat, but also if the following quarters are now looking better now too. So if they can beat and raise in that manner, that's even better. And we saw that this morning with Arista Networks. Had a big gap up, real nice pre-market pattern here. This pre-market pattern here is you can either call this a flat top breakout here when it broke out, or you can think of this as a flag here. And actually, if you draw a line here to connect the highs in the downtrend within the top of the flag here, it's more of a pennant, and it broke out of that pre-market. But this whole pattern here is more of a flat top or flat base breakout right here. And it broke out pre-market. And when it breaks out, we don't want to see it go too far. And in this case, it didn't. And hit the entry point right after the open, made a very clean move. Very nice move of 4%. Unlike other trading strategies out there, you can take a small position size or a big position size. So if you're starting out with a $2,000 position size, after testing on a simulator, of course, and after really learning a good strategy, but whether you're trading right now with $2,000 or $200,000 or even $1 million in this case, it would have been very easy to take 1,000 shares at the ideal entry point and watch that go up 4% within 10 minutes. And it didn't go up 10% like STMP did yesterday, but we caught this trade, made a real nice profit here. One thing that was a little disappointing though was that we like to put a stop, take most of our shares off, especially on Friday. On Friday, we want to take most of our position off, near that top of that first push. So after you do that, you see that first pullback here and this consolidation, and then after a certain point here, you want to put a stop below, at least we do, below the prior or the low in that consolidation, and that's what we did here. And unfortunately, it dipped below that a little bit at this point. Started to come back, and I thought, well, if it jumps back up and it starts taking off next 5-minute candle here, that'll be fine. Unfortunately, it was looking pretty weak through here, so I just took it off, and I was getting past 11 o'clock, and wouldn't you know it, it jumped up and took off right after that and hit the top of the channel here, this flag, and went through it, and now it's coming back. And that's what you often see, after 11 o'clock, especially on a Friday. You'll see those breakouts, those fake out breakouts, and then they'll come back right away. And sometimes they hold, sometimes they close above the top of the flag, but usually not. Usually they'll come back like this. And if you're looking for a trade on this, maybe later on this afternoon, if it comes back, maybe it goes below the VWAP here, the 9-period VWAP on a 5-minute chart, it comes back above it, find support at the VWAP, you find a nice small compressed candle like right here, right above the VWAP, and then it breaks that and goes into new highs, or as it's going into new highs, like we saw with STMP. That can be a nice afternoon trade. They tend to be not as reliable though as the earnings eruptions trade that we played this morning, and you get the bigger moves at that point too, and bigger profits. So So yeah, so that's a great trade. Unlike penny stocks, there wasn't like a huge bid-ask spread. There wasn't a problem with getting in and out. These tend not to get halted and open a lot lower, and they won't drop 10%, 15% in a few minutes. Like penny stocks do, and like other trading setups in those lesser quality stocks. We want to find in our trading, we want to find the biggest beats, the biggest earnings reports, the biggest gaps, the best pre-market patterns, and hit that entry point explained in the earnings eruptions videos. Make sure we get a good target on our first for a good portion of our shares initially, and then use a really good strategy to let the big winners run. In this case, I could have, waited until it got up to here and seen if it broke out into a second wave higher. And then once it didn't, close to 11, take it off. I could have done that too, especially on a Friday in the summertime when you often don't see that secondary move that's very big. In this case, that may have been the secondary move right there, and it may come back, consolidate, and, again, get it back above the VWAP later in the afternoon, find support there, strong support there, and then curl up and do one more late afternoon rally like STMP did. And, we'll have to see on that. So Yelp was the other one. That was a great trade. And Yelp was the other one that we talked about this morning. And it pulled back quite a bit before the open. In fact, it may have, let's see here, it almost pulled back too much before the open. Wasn't quite confident in the earnings beat on this one. I think this may have been more about the deal with Grubhub, and wasn't real familiar with it. Didn't have a real clear read on it ahead of the bell. But the technical pattern was really strong on this. Had a big gap up and hit the entry point. This one pulled back quite a bit though, and I saw the move starting on Arista Networks, ANET, and saw how strong that was. And I thought, well, got a really good winner on that one developing, and why not take some off here if it goes below the entry point too much. So I took some off at like a 1.5% loss, and then kept the rest and sold the rest into this rally up here. I think a little bit below 40, and actually went for a secondary move on this too. Tends not to not work as much on Fridays, and but we had this strong candle here. We had this very strong first move up, this nice consolidation, flag consolidation here. Strong 5-minute candle followed by a breaking of that 5-minute candle, and I thought we could break 40.42 and then go up and fill that gap completely this morning up to I think 41.76. And so I went for that and came back, fell below the VWAP here, and I was like, I don't want to wait around for it all day, and it may move lower from there. So I took it off at like a 1% loss, but I only took a small position on that, on those secondary moves. Again, the first move earlier in the day is the ones that you want to get, especially on a Friday. So real nice day. Profitable on both these earnings eruptions trades. Again, was the favorite this morning, and it made a real nice clean move. Good move for a Friday. Sam Adams last Friday broke out of the same earnings eruptions trading pattern. I think made it like a 5% move, 6% move before consolidating and pulling back. Real good day trading setup here. These trading setups are very, very reliable, and whether you have a small account or a big account, overall you'll have better success with this than you will with penny stocks. They're a lot easier to trade, a lot simpler, and if you're used to quick scalps on penny stocks, or if you're used to other quick trading methodologies, one thing with this you'll notice is that you hit the entry point, you get in, and you just wait. You just let it play out, and you give it enough of a stop loss. Today, on this, the ideal stop loss is about 3.5% on a Friday, and it's different during the week, but it's a very simple, easy trade. It's a very high probability trade. We're noticing this quarter too. We're seeing 80% to 90% reliability. That same kind of reliability as we saw in the first quarter with this trade, as long as all the conditions are met in the course. And if you just play a gap, a breakout of a gap, some days that can work pretty well. A lot of days it won't, and that might be successful 2 out of 3 times. But with trading error and with commissions and everything else, and the smaller moves that you get with day trading, generally you don't want to go with those most of those day trading setups that are talked about a lot on social media, because usually you'll just lose overall or spin your wheels. But getting back to swing trading, which is our primary focus in our newsletters, daily alert and weekly alert on our site TradeToBeFree.com, we had Court featured this week, and it had one of the best earnings beats this week. And we featured it in the newsletter a couple weeks ago, and it's made a real nice move for us. And today, what we noticed was that it's actually developing this channel now, this upward sloping channel. And that's one thing to look for on these stocks that have a really good breakout and are trending strongly higher now. A lot of times they'll set up these channels, uptrending channels, and you can follow them on a say a 15-minute chart throughout the week. This is a 15-minute chart over the past few days. This is the earnings beat here. We caught this day trade right here, made a nice profit, and we're also riding a swing trading position. And we noticed this morning that this came back down and touched this uptrend support and started rebound off that. So that's a good follow-on entry point. Now it's a Friday, and sometimes, again, you don't see the follow-through on the Fridays just because there's fewer traders playing the market right now. But that's another good entry point on a great stock, and it's already moving out of there. And that may go up to 1463, up to the top of that range, and it could break right through there and continue to trend higher, even though we're 2 or 3 days beyond the earnings report. So that may just continue to march higher given the strength of the earnings. All right, another great day in the market, guys. And if you haven't yet, go out and check out that earnings eruptions course. It's a top day trading strategy I've found in the market. I've tested dozens of different day trading strategies over the past 2 years, and have done 5,000 live day trades. And this earnings eruptions trade that we played on ANET and Yelp this morning is by far the best day trading strategy that we found in the market. So you want to definitely check that out. And the great thing about it, again, is that the average profits I found are more than other day trading setups and strategies promoted online. And it also scales to large account sizes, and it has a higher percentage of success than other day trading strategies. So you definitely want to check that out and think about that, especially if you're out there trading penny stocks and lesser quality stocks, and trying to do that with a small account, and or have a larger account, and you're trying to make money off these micro day trading moves, which if you want to make more than half a percent or 1/4% per trade on average, you definitely want to check out this strategy, because this will scale up to pretty much any account size, unless you get into the multi-millions of dollars position sizes. But even then, they often work very well too, although you have to, of course, scale into the trade. So yeah, that's about it today, guys. That earnings eruptions trade continues to work really well, and go to our site, sign up for a free trial of our swing trading picks, and even if you day trade, you can often catch a really good day trading setup near the entry point on a daily chart using multiple time frame alignment. So if you go to our site and sign up for that free trial, you'll get some great daily charts, stocks with rapidly improving fundamentals, so not just great technical patterns, but also companies beating estimates with rising future expectations, and also the top growth stocks in the market. Mostly small to mid cap, but also large caps too, in a market that's favoring large caps right now. So, and a lot of times those large caps will make a big move if they're top growth stocks, and they meet the criteria that we use to find really high quality swing trading setups. So you can go to our site and sign up for that 3-week free trial, and we'll send it out to you, the 2 top trading setups this week. And best luck in your trading, and we'll talk to you again real soon.